Hi everyone, I'm Mona Marlowe. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this video, it's all about Mamie Van Doren and her favorite fragrance and fragrances that she wore. And I would like to say happy 92nd birthday to Mamie Van Doren, who is the last of the living blonde bombshells from the 1950s. She was considered one of the three M's. It was Monroe, Mamie, and Mansfield. She is an Aquarius and definitely proves that you can be ahead of your time, live according to your standards, and be a rebel with your own cause, because she's living proof that you can have fun and be free-spirited and be comfortable in your own skin, and live by your own rules like she did and still does. What's there to say about Mamie? I admire her for her honesty. If you read her book, Playing the Field, she wrote, it's probably the best autobiography I ever read. I read that book like 50 times. I wish I still had it, but I don't currently. But in that book, there's a fragrance that's mentioned. She had her first and only child in 1958, when her career was thriving as a sexy blonde. And, she mentions in that book that I think it was the casting director, a woman by the name Lucille, gifted her a fragrance that happened to be Marilyn Monroe's favorite. But she only mentions that it was a cobalt blue bottle and it said Charles of the Ritz on it. And here is that fragrance that she mentions in her book, Playing the Field, which I highly recommend if you want to know what it was to be a blonde bombshell at that time. That is the book to read. But the fragrance that I was so curious about is none other than Arpege by Lanvin. Now, she mentions that this wasn't her favorite, even though she accepted the gift. And her and Monroe were very, very friendly and not rivals in the least. It was studios that, created that rivalry. But here, this is a refill to this bottle, which, yes, this was Monroe's all-time favorite scent, and she would always purchase the sprays, the 2-ounce sprays, according to her receipts. But I had the merit to finally speak to Mamie. I think it was 2007 when I was living in LA, and it was during MySpace days. And I remember I asked her on MySpace what her favorite fragrance was in the 50s and 60s. And she said that she was fortunate enough to meet Coco Chanel in '64. And she loved what Coco Chanel was wearing. And it was Chanel's, Coco's unique blend of Chanel number 5 and Chanel number 18, which was never released to the public, and that it was a mixture of those two fragrances, and that was her favorite perfume that she wore, I guess, up until, the 80s, when she couldn't get it anymore. And she told me personally that her favorite perfume now is J'adore by Dior. Now, I don't have J'adore. I'm very familiar with the fragrance. I'm sure most of you are. It's a 1999 fruity floral release. It's a very classy, elegant, sparkly, non-offensive, pleasant scent. And it's definitely a classic today, just like Mamie Van Doren is. And I could totally see her wearing J'adore by Dior. And I guess that's it for this video. I dedicate this video to you, Mamie. Thank you for all the wonderful years of your presence and your honesty and your talent and your entertainment to us all. You were and still are a beautiful woman who lives according to your rules and inspires people till this day. With that, I'd like to close. I will see you guys in my next video to come very soon. Bye-bye.